only. Union. At -3, he starts going down. So then you can put that for decreasing, -3. If this is -3, this is -3. And then when does he stop decreasing? He's going down, 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 hits the bottom of the valley. What point is that? That's 1. And then at 1, it starts going back up again, and it goes up forever, infinity, and you're done. Okay? It's taking everything we've done this year and putting it together into one problem. I love this problem. All right? And it wasn't that hard. It was just extensive. All right, we're going to do one more together. Last problem. All right, now this one's going to be harder. We're doing it together because look, it's an x to the 5th. An x to the 5th problem, we got to do a little bit more work. A little bit more work. All right, so what are my possible roots? What are my possible roots? It's a 9, so that's plus and minus 1, plus and minus 3, and plus and minus 9. So at least there's not a lot of options. Okay. All right, I'm going to write out my numbers. 1, 1, -10, -10, 9, and 9. Okay? Pick a number. Let's start with 1. Again, I always like to start with 1. 1, 1, 2, 2, -8, -8, -18, -18, -9, -9. Oh, hey, it worked. Happiness. Notice you didn't necessarily think it was going to work, so don't be down on yourself. Sometimes it works even when you don't expect it. So you get x minus 1, switch the sign. It was an x to the 5th, so now we're down to an x to the 4th. Plus 2x to the 3rd, minus 8x, minus 18, that's squared. X minus 9. All right. All right, what do you want to do this time? Let's do it again. It's an x to the 4th, can't factor it. 1, 2, -8, -18, -9. Do you want to see if there's a double root, or you want to pick a different number? Let's pick a different number. Let's do -1. See what -1 happens. What happens there? 1, -1. 1, -1. -9, 9, -9. Oh, hey, it worked again. I didn't do this on purpose. I don't remember the answer. I'm not even kidding. So we had the x minus 1 from the first one, x plus 1, and then what are we left with? We're at x cubed this time. X cubed plus x squared minus 9x minus 9. Now it's an x cubed. Do you want to see if we can factor it? This is a, can we try grouping? Remember, you want to check if you can factor. So x cubed plus x squared, what's the GCF? X squared, what are you left with? X plus 1. And then the GCF over here? -9 minus 9, what are you left with? X plus 1. So does factor by grouping work here? It does. So now x plus 1 twice. Divide by x plus 1. Divide by x plus 1. GCF goes on the outside, and what are you left with? X squared minus 9. So what is that? X plus 1, x plus 3, x minus 3. And then we had 2 more problems in the front. We had x minus 1, x plus 1. X minus 1, x plus 1. So this is factored. X to the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. And we have a double root. Where's our double root? At x plus 1. So you can rewrite this so it's something a little easier to see. We have x minus 1, x plus 1 squared, x plus 3, and x minus 3. That's our factored answer. That's our factored answer. So what are the roots then? My roots are +1, -1, -3, and 3. Okay, so those are my roots. So let's plot those. Let's plot those. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, negative 3, 1, negative 1. Okay, so now we need our extrema. So what's my extrema going to be? One of them is what's one of them? Negative 1. We have a double root. Remember, double root, so negative 1, 0. I always write that down first so I don't forget about it, because you guys always seem to forget about it. Now we need our midpoints. What's the midpoint between 1 and 3? 2. You can show the work if you want, but it should be obvious. These should be obvious. What's the midpoint of negative 1 and 1? 0. And then the midpoint of negative 1 and negative 3? Negative 2. Okay, so we have to plug in 3 numbers. Plug 3 numbers into either the original or the factored version. I'm going to plug into the original just because I feel like it. All right, so I've got 2 to the 5th plus 2 to the 4th minus 10 times 2 to the 3rd minus 10 times 2 squared plus 9 times 2 plus 9. Negative 45. Now, 0. Plugging 0 in is easy. All the x's disappear, and you're left with 9. And then negative 2. Negative 2 to the 5th plus negative 2 to the 4th minus 10 times negative 2 to the 3rd. C to the 3rd minus 10 times negative 2 squared plus 9 times negative 2 plus 9. 15. All right, so let's plot those points now. Let me zoom out. Okay, plot the points. Don't just go crazy, guys. Think about what these numbers are. 2, negative 45. So go right 2, and then I'm going down. 0, 9. Now, if that's 45, 9's not going to be very high up. Negative 2, 15. A little higher than the 9. Now, think about, does this make sense?